This is an old laptop. There are a number of things we can use old laptops for, but in this video, we are going to try and convert this one into a network attached storage device. Jump in, guys, and I'm going to show it to you step by step. Moving on, guys, we need to have a USB stick where we can flash the operating system of TrueNAS as an installer, okay? So we need to have a computer where we can make this one a bootable device as an installer for that NAS. Jump in here, guys. Just head on to TrueNAS.com. You will have their website full of information out here. It's up to you to go over the website if you want, but our goal here, guys, is to download TrueNAS. So just head on, click TrueNAS here. You can see download TrueNAS Community Edition. So the Community Edition is basically free for everybody to use. Just click on that one, then you can see it here, TrueNAS Community Edition. Just click the button, then it would actually ask you to create your account. So I'll use my email account. Let's go and download the stable one. Then this would take at around yeah, there you go, 8 minutes, and it would be faster for you if you have a faster internet connection. 8 seconds, 5 seconds, 3 seconds, 2 and 0. Jump to the next step, guys. We downloaded TrueNAS already. Back onto my desktop here, guys. I have Balena Etcher here. I don't know if you've been using this one. It's a quick download on the internet. Go ahead and download this one. It's a quick install also. I opened Balena Etcher. This is the one we're going to flash that OS. So we click on Flash from File. We locate our download TrueNAS here. Click on that. Then you open this one up. It's going to take a little bit of time to load it up. There you go, guys. It was successfully loaded. We go and select the USB stick. You should have plugged in the USB stick that you're going to use. For me, it is already detected here, USB 3.0. Select that one. And then voila, just click flash and start to do this one. There you go, it's starting now. This will be quick, guys. Finishing up. There you go, flash complete. We can close this one, unplug our USB stick, and jump into our NAS. Listen up, guys. We need to have another storage for this laptop. The problem with this laptop is that it only has one slot for SSD, wherein that is the 1 terabyte. That is the space that we need for this one where we can store files. So we need to have another USB stick wherein this is where the operating system is going to run. This is where we are going to install the operating system TrueNAS. Now, TrueNAS on their website is stated that it is not recommended using a USB for the operating system of TrueNAS because of high write task for TrueNAS. But we do not have any options here. They said on their website for long-term purposes, do not use USB sticks. But we're going to use it anyway. So we're going to plug it here. But again, I don't want somebody coming into my room here and unplugging this drive. So I decided, when I saw that there's a slot for a memory card, let's do a memory card, guys. Wherein I'm going to plug it here. It's a 64 gig. And I hope it's going to work for long term. We already have additional space for the operating system, plus the SSD inside, wherein it's going to be the whole storage that we need. And the third one, of course, is the installer or the operating system, wherein we plug it here. Then we install the operating system coming from this USB stick going here. All right? So take note of that. Okay, let's do this. Then we power it on. F12 is the boot menu key for this, so just go ahead and press F12. So it says here, we boot from. We have the USB down here, guys. Hit enter. Start TrueNAS scale installation. Let's go ahead and press enter. Okay, we're basically zoom here. It's asking us, guys, if we are going to install upgrade, reboot. Okay, of course we are going to install. Oops. We should be using up and down arrow key and then press enter. This is the micro SD that we placed a while back. So this is where we're going to install. So, okay, select at least, sorry. We need to press space so that we can put asterisk here. And then we can go ahead and press enter. And then this will erase all the partitions. Sure. Proceed with installation. Install. Configuring web UI so that we're going to connect via web. Okay? Because we need to connect this one to the network. All right? So let's go ahead. It's going to format. Guys, you can see it here, 0%. While this is basically installing, guys, I'm going to prepare the cable so that we are going to cable this one to the network. All right. Okay, so TrueNAS installation succeeded. Enter. So we're already done. So we're going to reboot because we already installed, right? So this time we reboot, enter. We can unplug this one already. We don't need this. Let's just wait if it's going to boot up. All right. I think it's done. I think it's done. So you can see it here, guys. The IP address is here. The web interface is 10.0.0.17. All right? And we can access those ones. Okay, so what I'm going to do, guys, is just put this one on top of my server here so you can see. Next, what we're going to do is configure the NAS. You can see it there. That is our laptop NAS sitting there connected to the network. We know the IP address already, so 10.0.0.17, okay? Jump into my computer. Open up the browser and then type in the IP address 10.0.0.17. All right? Then, of course, press enter. Then, voila! We're in the login page. It's time to log in. Password here. And then... Okay! Sign in, brother! Oh, yeah, baby! We were able to log in to our dashboard. Since I'm on the dashboard, right? I want to make sure to make this one as the IP address static, because when the system reboots or something happens, probably it will not get that 17 right away. So let's go to network. Then I gotta go here. Then I gotta edit this one. It's running on DHCP, so I gotta like uncheck this one and add IP address. That will be 10.0.0.17/24. Okay, save. Default gateway would be 10.0.0.1. Okay, and then we register. Now we go to pending network changes, click that one and then continue. You better check this one out. We can also test the changes to make sure that it's going to work. Just confirm this one. Let's try to test the change. Okay, it's positive. We save it, save, and then that's already on permanent. Then I'm going to jump into storage. And then, of course, we gotta create a pool. Let's just name this one as T-Pro Pool. Then we don't need encryption. Let's just go for next. Then, of course, the layout mirror would need one or more hard drives. So the only one we can use here is Stripe. All the other layout here needs one or two more drives. This Stripe, you only need one, but you do not have redundancy. Okay, so you scroll down here. Let's use the max size out there. There are no options. The same with both of these. So we can scroll down, we go for next. Then it's going to ask the layout again here. We do not do mirror because we only have one, no options. So we go for next. Then the same with this one, no options, next. Again, next. Next, I mean stripe. Then we go next. Of course, stripe. Every time we have that. Okay. Stripe dev is highly data. That's fine. Confirm because we're on a stripe, so no redundancy. It will be creating the pool. Okay, 95%. Okay, we're good to go. The T-Pro pool is active and you can see that mark there. It doesn't have redundancy because it's only one hard drive, but we can use it to save a lot of files, okay? So jump into dataset and then we add a dataset. Will be, let's put a name, T-Pro files. Yeah, that would be good. Then this is SMB. All right, that's the SMB name. I just want to make this one consistent, so I'll go ahead and change the one is small t, small t. It doesn't matter actually, but you know, just save this one. Then, there you go, the SMB file is ready. After creating a data set, we can jump into shares. We want to check this one if it's running or stopped. So if it's running, you can see the word running there. If it's stopped, then that's the other way around. Now, if it is stopped, you go to these three dots, you can turn this one off and on. So make sure that that is running, and these are the details of your shares. We'll get back to that one later. Next is to jump into credentials. You can create groups if you want. You can member the users in a group. For example, if it's in production, if there are people in the accounting, there are people in the production, something like that. But we don't need it here. So I'll just go ahead straight out create a user. I'll just add a user, just give him a name as T-Pro. Okay, and I'll just place a quick password here, a simple password for test purposes only. And then save. The user is added. Basically, we can close, minimize, and let's try to access this one on my computer. So here you can go to the network discovery tool. Here you can see TrueNAS right away. You can log in, but if you did not activate that one, you can always go to run and then type in the IP address here. So you see, I'll just delete this one, 10.0.0.17, and then okay. It will ask you to log in your username and password depending on the restrictions that you have. So for me, this is basically T-Pro. Let's try T-Pro and then T-Pro 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Jump in. Voila! 3 profiles SMB share is available. Okay, so I can create a new folder here. My videos. And we can try and drag something. Drag this file to that folder and let's try to see. Now that we have a successful test here, guys, like what I always do, I always map drives so that it's easier for me to connect to these drives if I need them rather than going to the run and typing the IP address. So this is what you do. So this is what we call the map network drive. You can see the 3 buttons here. Click that see more. You can just go to map network drive, then click this one. You can choose any letter that you want. Then you go ahead and you can browse it here if you want directly through NAS, or you can also type the IP address here.
so that it's faster depending on which is better for you guys. And once you type in the IP address, it will map that one. You can see the three profiles right away there. You can click the three profiles, then okay, finish. Then there you go. The videos will appear, and every time you need that 1 terabyte network storage, you will always find it there. If you try to open this one, the files that we have already dropped there is available right away. So there you go, guys. Very cool and very easy.
We basically have set up the network attached storage system with that old laptop out there using the TrueNAS software. I've started you with the foundational steps. There are a bunch of configurable options out there that you can learn. I leave that one up to you to continue learning if you want to, because as I always say, learning never stops. And for some other people, you might think like, you don't just go ahead and set up an old laptop in a real world production. Yeah, you're right. But you can always do this one for DIY kind of scenario, or for beginners, you can set this one up as a lab environment for you to learn. As I always say, there are a bunch of things you can configure out there, and if you can mimic a real world scenario setting up these kinds of things, I gotta tell you that TrueNAS is a real deal kind of software that is being used out there. So why not try to, deploy something and try to press this button, press that button. You're not going to destroy a real world scenario because you're setting it on your own way. So anyways, guys, if you have any questions, just drop a comment down below. And as I always say, learning never stops, because me also, I need to learn a bunch of things. See you in the next one, guys.